So I finally watched the Owl House series finale, and I don't know what to think of it, honestly. Not saying it's a bad thing. I loved this episode. It was amazing. It went by so quick. Everything was leading up to this point. It was the third act of a movie where everything's like tying up. You know, the story's about to wrap up. And this was mostly that. The stakes were huge, and I was tearing up for the entirety of the hour that this show was on. But at the same time, I knew things were going to go well for everybody. It was just how they got to it. I feel like they got to it in an interesting way. If you guys want to know the basics of this story right quick, it's going to come by really quickly. Bellos ends up fusing with the heart of the Titan while he sent the Collector out to finally confront King, Luz, and Ida. And I kind of really like the Collector's part of the story because from the beginning of season 2 up till now, we see them go through this development. Not necessarily a good development, we just understand their character. Like I said in my season 2 video, they're very childlike and gullible, and a lot of people take advantage of him, including King and Luz. So at this point, he's just pissed off that nobody wants to be his friend and nobody wants to play with him. He even tells us some of his backstory, that it actually wasn't him who destroyed all of the Titans, it was his family or something. I forgot their names, but it was his family who sent him down there to play with the Titans, and they one by one destroyed all of them, and he was the one who got in trouble for that. I really like that part of his character. So this whole thing is just him searching for friendship and searching for people whom, you know, actually care about him. But at the same time, he's a deity. He doesn't understand mortals. He doesn't understand that when they die, when death happens, they don't get a second chance. They don't come back to life like a deity might because they're immortal. So when Luz protected them and sacrificed herself, we kind of see him get in this weird denial state. He keeps asking Ida and King, hey, where's Luz? Hey, this is a joke, right? Luz can come back and even tries to use his magic to bring her back, but she's not a toy. She can't just be fixed like he thought. She's literally gone forever. He now understands how it feels for death to happens, you know? But then Luz comes back, and even though that part of his story is still impactful, I think it kind of made it a little wonky that Luz came back. I understand why nobody was sacrificed or killed in this episode or in this entire show in general, because it is owned by Disney. But I think a real impactful moment for the Collector would be for them to see somebody actually die in front of them and they don't come back like he thought. They are just gone forever. You know, he has to live with that. He has to now understand that. He does still understand that now, but Luz came back, and I actually like the way she came back too. She got to go into that in-between world we saw every now and then in between the portals, and she met King's father, which was really dope, and he gave her like some of his powers, and she went in this crazy Titan form. I dig it, you know, cool powers. Who doesn't like cool powers? The rest of the episode is basically Luz, Ida, and King doing these cool combos. You know, I'm still tearing up because this is the last episode. They're up here doing amazing combos. I love how the Titan magic looks. I love how Luz looks in his form. It was so sick. I wouldn't have been upset if she just looked like that from now on. But they kind of quickly and anticlimactically defeated Bellos, because once again, we've seen him defeated before. This is like his third time trying to come back and take over the world. Dude, you lost. Give up. Goodbye. Please, for good. And luckily, he got stumped out this time, so there's hopefully no coming back this time. That was most of the episode though. In the end, we got a quick narration from Luz explaining all the details from the moment Bellos was defeated to the point of her graduating high school and now entering college, which is nuts. We got a quick time skip for an epilogue. Love to see everybody all grown up and stuff. It's always great. But this ending bit, while emotional, felt very rushed. And it's understandable why it would feel rushed. This entire season, back up to season 2, these entire last 2 seasons felt rushed. Because this is the end of the Owl House, and I'm still sitting here not knowing how to feel about it. There's still a lot of questions to be had about this world. Where does the magic come from? The magic's gone now because the Titan's heart is no longer available. His blood is no longer around. There's still a lot of questions going on. King is developing different magic, so how is that going to affect him and the rest of the Bowling Owls? What about other places in the bowling house? I'd love to see other places in this setting. Is the bowling house the only place in this demon realm? Mr. Moore and Hunter. I talked about him earlier when I was recording an intro for my full The Owl House video, but he didn't really have any moments in this episode, and I think that was another like missing thing that should have been here. Hunter's whole story is him, you know, coming to the realization that he's not a witch. He was created off of Philip's brother, and the whole thing with him for the first 2 episodes is him feeling like he doesn't fit in, and Bellows attaching himself to him, and him killing Flapjack. And while episode 2 focused on that a little bit, it was more or less about him thinking that nobody kind of wanted to associate with him anymore. He was still kind of scared that nobody wanted to be his friend after those events. And I think that's a good story for him to have, but a way to make it come full circle would have been for him to like make a triumphant statement. Maybe it would have been for him to sacrifice himself. Maybe it would have been for him to, I don't know, just say something. I'm not sure. I just really wanted him to have something more, if that makes sense. Everything else felt really fulfilling though. I really did enjoy the ride the Owl House took me on, and I wouldn't have wanted them to go anywhere else. I really like the fact that Disney allowed this to happen. I really enjoyed these last 3 episodes, and I really enjoyed the fact that they came on YouTube for everybody to watch it, not just the people who have Disney, not just the people who have Disney Plus. Everybody should enjoy the Owl House. They dropped the ball by canceling this show. They knew they did. Hey, what do I know? I'm just a guy in a room talking about cartoons. But yeah, that's basically it. What are your opinions on the Owl House series finale? I'd like to know. Leave them in the comments down below, and I'll get back to you guys as soon as I can. Be on the lookout on the main channel for a full The Owl House video whenever I get around to doing that, because I will be fully writing a season 3 script now, because this is the last episode of season 3, and I gotta do that now. Oh my god, I can't believe it's over. It's nuts. But yeah, I'll see you around. Goodbye.